Hey everybody, welcome back to React TCG. We're ripping open another pack of Death Battle videos. Um, Before we get into this though, I looked up, I've been keeping track of how many Death Battle videos there are. Um, we've only, there's only going to be about another 6 episodes of React TCG that's going to be Death Battle videos. So if you guys have suggestions for what you want to see me react to after, start, sending them to me. Either put them in the comments down below or go to my community tab on my page, and it will tell you, or there's a post somewhere on there that it basically says, "Hey, if you got ideas, leave them in the comments below." Um, yeah, that being said, start sending me videos. If you're gonna send me videos, I just ask that you do one of two things. Either one, just copy and paste the web address or the YouTube link or whatever uh, to the comments. That way I can just click, I go right to the video you want. If you're not going to do that, leave the title of the video and the name of the YouTuber or YouTube channel or whatever that created the video. So, for example, uh, with Death Battle, if we use this video for as an example, uh, you'd put Darth Vader versus Obito Death Battle or by Death Battle, something like that. That way I know, okay, this is the video, this is the YouTuber. That way, I don't get something that you didn't want. If you just put like, say it's not a Death Battle video, so you put something like Wario versus Knuckles, or um, just put something like, what happens when you drop a freaking mint in a bottle of Coke. Like these are just random. Obviously, these aren't videos you're gonna suggest. Um, if I just type that in, I'm not gonna get the exact video you want. I'm gonna get a list of stuff, and I'm gonna pick whatever one looks good to me, which might not be the video you wanted me to react to. Anyway, with all that out of the way, um, let's get into this, because I plan to go to the movies later. I'm gonna go see scary movies, so I want to get this recording done. Um, Darth Vader versus Obito up first. I think I'm gonna go Darth Vader. I mean, if they're using extended universe Darth Vader, I feel like Darth Vader's got this one. Obito's pretty good, but um, Darth Vader has done some crazy shit. Oh, hold on. Don't think my sound is set up properly. No, there we go.
Sponsored by Brandon Yates. Again?
Again, yeah, Brandon Yates is good, man.
Darth Vader,
Makes good
Dark
fucking
Lord of
music
the
for these
Sith.
guys.
Obito Uchiha, secret leader of the Akatsuki.
Prime examples of how you could die a hero or live long enough to become a villain.
He's with
Yeah.
my boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. A long time ago, in a galaxy far,
Far,
far
far
away,
away.
the Iron Fist of the Galactic Empire ruled everything.
All thanks to the super powerful super murderer Darth Vader. But beneath his spooky mask lay the husk of former nice guy Anakin
Anakin
Skywalker.
Skywalker.
As a child among the harsh ways
6'7" or 202 centimeters in his armor. 300 pounds or 136 kilograms in his armor. Um, is 46 years old. Damn. Chosen one of the Jedi Prophecy, trained by Obi-Wan Kenobi and Sheev Palpatine. Notable apprentices include Ashaka Tano, different Inquisitors, and Starkiller. Unless Inquisitors is a name? That'd be a weird name, right? Dislikes Jedi himself and fucking sand.
Of Tatooine, Anakin longed to one day free his fellow slaves as a heroic Jedi.
Lucky for him, he met Qui-Gon Jinn, a Jedi who believed little Annie was the chosen one and would bring balance to the Force. No pressure, right? So he took
Yeah,
him under
sure.
his wing to become the papa he never had. Or so was the plan, until...
Yeah.
Instead, Qui-Gon's apprentice became Anakin's mentor. But while Anakin sought a father figure, Obi-Wan saw him as more of a brother.
I'm sure that won't cause any awkward tension whatsoever.
Drama and trauma aside, Anakin quickly became a powerful Jedi. He excelled in lightsaber combat and the Force, an energy field that binds.
Can create barriers, gives him enhanced senses, mental probing, mind control, precognition, Sith alchemy, telekinesis, telepathy, and Tuna Minus, which I believe we know from a previous Darth Vader battle. It's like lightning control or something like that.
All living things together.
The Force lets Jedi move stuff with their mind, fend off
Oh,
mental
no, not
attacks,
lightning
predict
control.
the future,
Something, I
and make
forget
people
what it
believe
was.
these aren't the droids they're looking for. They're basically space wizards.
Through rigorous training and a not unnoticeable natural talent,
Damn it, now it's gonna bug me. Hold on, I gotta look it up. Energy absorption, that's right, that's what it was. Both Legends and Disney canons have been inspected for a thorough understanding of Vader's potential, though the current canon takes precedent. Makes sense.
Anakin was particularly skilled in the Form 5 lightsaber fighting styles, Xian and Jian So.
Also known as the Way of the Crag Dragon. You know that big sand dragon Mando blew up from the inside? Yeah, make that a lightsaber.
Form 5 is incredibly versatile, well suited for defending against lightsaber and blaster alike. It focuses on blending parries with devastating counterattacks, aiming to win duels through overwhelming pressure.
Perfect for the Padawan who just bulldozed his way through training to become a Jedi Knight.
Even as a newly knighted Jedi, Anakin could keep up with some of the most experienced Jedi Masters and Sith Lords of his time.
But he had plenty of other problems to deal with, like his late-blooming rebellious teenage angst. I mean, you don't just throw a kid into space monk school and expect him to forget everyone he ever cared about, right? Well, apparently that's what he was supposed to do.
The life of a Jedi can be difficult and cold, something Anakin could not accept. And so, rather than let his secret wife die in childbirth, he was seduced to the dark side through the promise of power.
And so began his Jedi kill streak, until Obi-Wan gave him a glorious lava bath. How refreshing?
But thanks to his new Sith Master Palpatine, our young warrior was saved, reborn, rebuilt. He was now Darth Vader.
Vader is a badass. Everyone knows it, and they're terrified of him. I mean, just look at the guy.
As impressive as his armor appears, you might be surprised by its quirks. See, while the Jedi view the Force as an ally, the Sith see it as a tool from which they draw power through passion and emotion. Most potently, negative emotions. Palpatine trained Vader by not only making him believe he killed his wife, but also ensuring he would never forget the monstrous machine he had become.
By making the suit suck ass and piss him off. Seriously,
Yep.
Vader hates this suit.
The armor would beep at random times just to annoy him, and the life support system was outdated from the start. Sometimes it would even turn off for several minutes.
That doesn't seem good for someone with burnt up lungs.
And it was so heavy and clunky that he could barely walk, sometimes even resorting to moving himself with the Force.
Oh man, I knew Palpy was evil, but I never knew he was such a dick.
Well, despite these issues, the
Armor is made of durasteel and obsidian and is vacuum sealed. TIE Advanced X1 cluster missiles, LS9 1.3 laser cannons, Class 4 hyperdrive, and a top speed of 1200 kilometers an hour. He's got his lightsaber with an adjustable blade length, corrupted through anger and pain. Kyber crystal stolen from Karak in Phila. Form, Form 3. Sorasu, which emphasizes defense and deflection. Form 4. Ataru, which emphasizes offense and speed. And Form 5. Shin and Jimso, emphasizes counterattacks and strength.
Armor fulfilled its true purpose, crafting Darth Vader into the equivalent of a slasher movie villain commanding a galactic army.
Nobody wants to mess with him. Thanks to the dark side of the Force, he can make maelstroms that blast everything away, form barriers that shield from all sorts of attacks, and choke anything that's even a minor inconvenience. Hell, sometimes he skips straight to crushing your lungs.
One time, a droid named I-5 tried to kill Vader with a laser stated to move 300,000 kilometers per second. That's light speed, and Vader easily blocked it.
And for as much bullshit as Palpatine threw at him, Vader was
Luke Skywalker once outsped Guri, who could process information within 6.1 picoseconds. Darth Vader should be just as capable.
tough enough and stubborn enough to push through it.
Palpatine knew that Vader would eventually try to kill him and take over the Empire. It's how the Sith work. So he constantly fanned Vader's hatred by sending assassins after him to make sure he was still worthy of being his apprentice.
Oh, that's nothing. One time, he blasted off most of Vader's robo limbs, destroyed his armor, dropped him back on the lava planet, and told him to make his way back without the Force.
An impossible task, yet one Vader accomplished.
Yeah, 'cause he really
Known as the most fearsome killer in the galaxy, got a freighter with the Force. First person to kill a Sando aqua monster, simultaneously controlled the son and the daughter, don't know what that means, survived a planet exploding while he was still on it, and has defeated Obi-Wan, Luke, Ventress, Reva, Count Dooku, and Grand Inquisitor.
really wants to kill Palpatine.
And that hatred is apparently useful in keeping Force wielders alive, and has sustained many Sith in conditions that would otherwise kill them.
I'm sorry, Liam Neeson. Should've hated a little more.
Vader has killed hundreds, possibly thousands of Jedi, including Obi-Wan himself. He's fought entire armies on his own, and even taken on monsters the size of mountains.
He's so unstoppable, an assassin droid hired to kill him quit the job because he calculated that Vader was impossible to kill.
And in Ewok's material from the old Legends canon, a real deep cut, we know, lesser dark side users like the Night Sister Shiral overpowered the Sunstar, an ancient artifact capable of shifting moons, a feat which would require energy worth over 12 septillion tons of TNT.
That's 24 zeros. But if you want something more recent, here's a planet glowing up while Vader was on it, and he's fine.
But thanks to
He's
both his
fine.
incredible power and the mercy and trust of his secret son, Vader would eventually avenge the atrocities of Palpatine. Even more important, he finally saved someone he loved. Ultimately, Anakin Skywalker truly did bring balance to the Force.
Yep.
Hokage, the leader of the Hidden Leaf Village and their strongest ninja, respected and loved by all. Though
Yep.
few have attained this title, many have strived for it.
One such striver, sadly lacking in parents, wanted to both help people and be acknowledged by the rest of the village. And what better way to do that than having your face carved into a mountain? If you think I'm talking about Naruto, guess again! This is the story of Obito Uchiha!
Obito
You would think it would be
unfortunately lacked-
Naruto, but no, but their fucking history just keeps on repeating over and over and over in an endless cycle, man. The guy, Madara was right about that. Obito Uchiha, 5'11", 155 pounds, 31 years old. Also known as Toby, Madara Uchiha, and Lord Mizukage. Trained by Minato and Madara. Is the leader of the Akatsuki and controlled Kirigagaku. village hidden in the mist.
The natural talent for ninja arts attributed to his Uchiha bloodline.
So he signed up for ninja school and eventually joined a team with his rival Kakashi, his crush Rin, and their leader Minato. Where do you think I could get into a ninja school like that?
Not one that teaches you to harness this form of chakra, a limited form of physical and spiritual energy that exists inside all human beings and, naturally, can be weaponized.
He can use it to run up walls and make clones of himself, but even better, blow shit up.
This is ninjutsu. Among its many techniques include
Ninjutsu, fire, earth, wind, lightning, and water release. Wood release, chakra absorption, substitution, shadow clones, summoning demonic statue of the outer path, regeneration via his Hiroshima cells, and 6 past 10 tails coffin seal.
elemental attacks, and the Uchiha specialize in all things fire.
Big fireballs, small fire.
Bukijutsu, weapons, Gunbai, Karasai, Shuriken, and Fuma Shuriken, Kunai, and explosive tags, and Genjutsu, counter Genjutsu, and limited Tsukunami.
Fireballs, waves of fire, columns of fire, you name it, they've got it. So when Ninja World War III came along, it totally made sense to get this fire ninja involved at the age of 11. Yikes! Well, lucky for Obito, he had one more secret weapon up his sleeve, eye socket, the Sharingan.
The Sharingan grants extremely precise vision.
Sharingan, Genjutsu, Sharingan, Izanagi, Izanami. Increased perception, limited precognition, Genjutsu resistance, Jutsu copying, Mingekyo Sharingan, short range Kama Wave, Rinnegan gives him access to the Animal Path, Ashura Path, Black Receivers, Diva Path, Human Path, Nakura Path, Outer Path, and Prita Path.
Allowing someone to see the flow of chakra, predict an enemy's attacks, cast a variety of genjutsu illusions, and even break out of said illusions.
Too bad he didn't get to use the red eyes much. Like 10 minutes after he got the damn things, he got smushed under a big rock. What a way to go. But since he wasn't expecting to use his super eyes anymore, he handed one off to Kakashi. And then he died. The end.
Nope.
Just kidding!
Miraculously, Obito survived long enough to be rescued by another Uchiha, the legendary Madara. Madara granted Obito a new body, regenerating the limbs he'd lost.
You're probably thinking, oh, what a swell guy. Except he was not. Madara was brewing some plans for world domination and needed a pawn to carry them out. So he tricked Obito into watching Kakashi kill Rin, making him fall victim to the Uchiha's curse of hatred.
Within the Uchiha clan, there exists an ideal of being extremely devoted to love. It has been speculated that if a particularly powerful Uchiha loses someone important to them, that love will be replaced with an all-consuming hatred. This is how Obito awakened his Mangekyo Sharingan.
Or Red Eye 2.0, the Mangekyo gave him a new jutsu called...
According to the 4th data book, Kamui does not require conscious activation, though Obito must deactivate it to attack or interact with physical matter.
Kamui. With it, he can suck his foes into another dimension and leave them there to die. He can even hide weapons in there until he needs them, like his Gunbai fan. But even better, he can phase through stuff.
Well, not quite. Kamui gives Obito the power to move through objects in a manner that's similar to the common phasing superpower akin to the Flash or Kitty Pryde. In reality, it's much more complex, as Obito is actually teleporting parts of his body into the Kamui dimension whenever they overlap with other matter. See, there's his body parts right there.
Well, if it looks like a duck and talks like a duck, it's phasing. Heads up! Yeah! Way later on, he also got another super eye. Man, he's really swapping these things around like a Prime sub on Twitch.
This Rinnegan grants Obito the power of the 6 paths, giving him some nifty abilities like controlling gravity with the Deva path, ripping out souls with the human path, and summoning giant monsters with the animal path.
With all of the awful stuff he'd gone through, Obito realized that the ninja world was corrupt to its core. His dream of everyone being happy and working together was never gonna happen. So instead, he agreed to carry out Madara's Giga Brain plan to control everything.
Donning masks and multiple personas, he recruited a number of rogue shinobi to form the Akatsuki terrorist group and kicked off Ninja World War IV, all to revive the monstrous Ten Tails.
I know what you're thinking. Wasn't the whole point of this to stop war in the first place? And that's a very good question. Anyway, the Ten Tails!
A living mass of near inexhaustible chakra, the Ten Tails possesses tremendous power. It can create massive thunderstorms and hurricanes, multiple clones of itself, and the devastating tailed beast bomb.
Forget bomb! That's basically a super nuke! This chakra ball is so explosive, it can eclipse continents and reduce mountains to dust.
Comparing the surface area of this blast to the surrounding mountains, dispersing that much mass within a fraction of a second must have yielded a kinetic energy worth over 13 septillion tons of TNT.
That's
Damn.
24 zeros! Again, Obito wanted that power for himself and was willing to throw hands with anyone to get it. He's held up against master ninjas like Kakashi, Minato, and even
Other shinobi such as Mifune, Haku, Itachi, and etc. Have examples of light speed. Obito also scales faster than Gaara's sand, which has significantly outpaced the Hokage.
Naruto in his monster energy drink form, which could outmaneuver the fastest attack from the Lightspeed Hokage.
And he far surpassed all of them when he finally sealed the Ten Tails within himself, becoming its Jinchuriki. This little makeover
After absorbing the Ten Tails, Obito apparently lost the ability to pass through things with his Kamui, likely due to his body's ninjutsu immunity. As shown by Ten Tails Madara, however, Kamui can still be used in other ways.
granted him unlimited flight, power rivaling the legendary Sage of Six Paths, and the truth-seeking orbs.
These special little bowling balls can
Six Pass Chakra and Senjutsu, Immense Chakra Reserves, Heightened Regeneration, Tailed Beast Bomb, Flight and Levitation, Ninjutsu and Genjutsu Immunity, Yin Yang Release, Truth-Seeking Orbs, Sword of Nanobako, Control over the God Tree, and the Infinite Tsukunomi.
shapeshift into any form the user wants, like a staff, giant arms, an umbrella thing, or this crazy spiral blade that apparently helped shape the whole world. Oh, holy shit, it's huge!
The truth-seeking orbs can completely disintegrate anything they touch at both a molecular and spiritual level.
The orbs were compared to Onoki's particle style, which automatically dismantles matter and could damage Minato's soul, as shown after the reanimation jutsu's release.
Only those with the power of the Six Paths can resist their effects.
Plus, with the Mangle monster in his system, Obito's regeneration got amped to the point where he can survive having half of his body control-alt-delete it away. All cards in his hand, he was ready for the final stages of the Giga Plan.
He summoned the God Tree and prepared to launch the Infinite Tsukuyomi, a powerful illusion that would trap the entire world.
Broke through the Gate of the Great God, matched Kurama mode Naruto and Minato, outsped Hiroshima and Tobarama, survived atomizing half of himself, orchestrated the Fourth Great Shinobi War, aided in fighting Kaguya Otsutsuki, and defeated Konan, Isamu, Haruzen, Tobarama, and Hashirama.
In a never-ending dream, free of conflict and sorrow.
But the violent cruelty of the ninja world could only quiver in fear when the anime protagonist walked in the room. After getting 1-2'd by some talk no jutsu, Obito saw within Naruto the spirit of his former self. Someone who was always trying to help others. And they'd say his heart grew 3 sizes that day.
Obito joined Naruto and Kakashi in saving the world, giving his life to protect his friends. And in his last moments, he entrusted them with reaching the dream he had so long ago. To become Hokage, of which they both succeeded.
Though he may have lost his ninja way, Obito Uchiha overcame his hatred and helped realize the world he wanted.
Stop playing alone. Make every game a shared experience. Hako AI
No.
keeps you company.
Again? He can't keep getting a
Shut up, Brendan Yates is great.
This
Go check him out, he does great songs for
Alright,
this
the
channel.
combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
I sense your fear, your anger, and a power. I will be taking it.
That power will save this cursed world. You'll have to pry it from my cold, dead hands.
Then
That
you
was the plan.
will die.
What?
The Force.
All too
Yeah,
easy.
no.
I expected more.
I won't disappoint.
Talking like Madara right now. Yeah, that's not gonna stop him. It's not even gonna slow him down. Oh, gotcha, bitch. Now he's starting to act more like Obito.
You've lost your humanity as well.
On the path of the dark side, it is inevitable.
Yeah, that thing's not gonna stop him either.
Impressive.
He survived a planet blowing up, so.
No. This is inevitable.
You can get off the Infinite Tsukuyomi, he wins. He's just gotta stall him. The question is, can he stall him long enough? Because I don't think he can. Oh. Come on, Vader. Aren't you gonna need that to get off the ship later? Or to get off the planet later?
Accept this gift and die.
Too late.
Oh, did he do it? Did he stall him long enough? Oh, he got him.
You are liberated from hell. Find peace in the next life.
Did he get him? Oh, he got him.
Hey-o! Well, Vader may have been able to beat Obi-Wan, but he just couldn't handle Obi-2.
This was a fairly complex matchup. Both Darth Vader and Obito were roughly even in power and speed, so it truly came down to their skill and arsenals.
And boy, did they have some deep bags of tricks. Even some of the same tricks. Both
Darth Vader could crush Obito's body and eyes, could match or counter most jutsu, and had superior precognition abilities, but he had little defense against the truth-seeking orbs and inferior survivability due to his frickin' robotic body. Obito Uchiha, on the other hand, had more versatile powers and options, greater regeneration and survivability, multiple ways to bypass Vader's durability, and greater mobility and area of effect, though he did have less combat experience.
could fend off mental attacks. Both could move things around with their minds. And they both even had options to instantly kill each other.
Vader could simply force crush Obito.
Anakin could resist the living force absorption of the Dark Reaper, but it required conscious use of a very specific ability. Also, Vader's spirit form, taken in his attempt to resurrect Padme required the use of Momin's portal and was primarily a method of traversing a meditative vision.
Body, but Obito could just as easily rip out Vader's soul. However, Obito had a few more impressive options available to him, edging out just enough to earn a win.
For starters, Kamui made Obito extremely difficult just to touch, let alone injure. And as a Jinchuriki, he could regenerate from half of his body.
Sorry, yawn. While Vader resists mental attacks, this usually requires conscious resistance, and he has a history of giving in to sufficient temptation. The infinite Tsukuyomi operates on a greater scale than what he has ever encountered and has affected thousands who resisted mental attacks.
Body getting destroyed. While the dark side could help Vader survive extreme conditions, it obviously can't regrow limbs.
Plus, thanks to his wide array of jutsu, Obito would eventually overwhelm Vader. While chakra may normally be a limited source of energy, unlike the Force, the Ten Tails provided Obito with an unlimited supply. And since chakra is both spiritual and physical energy, this means Obito would be able to fight on indefinitely.
Last but not least, Vader's preference for lightsaber combat means that he'd be up close and personal with Obito, right? Which left him vulnerable to getting disintegrated by one of the many truth-seeking orbs, or even worse, sucked up into the Kamui dimension. Yeah, don't forget about that.
The Force does not exist across dimensions such as hyperspace, but Kamui specifically disconnected from other realities. Force does exist across dimensions such as hyperspace, but Kamui specifically is disconnected from other realities and obviously not associated with the Star Wars universe, providing little reason to assume the Force would even exist within it.
Not only would he have no way out, he probably wouldn't even be able to tap into the Force while stuck there. Game over. Have fun starving to death, I guess. Wonder how long you can feed on hate.
Darth Vader may have had a tenacity that few others could match, but against Obito's similar might, busted regeneration, and overwhelming range of abilities, there was no escape.
In the end, Vader's victory just wasn't meant to be.
The winner is Obito Uchiha. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned, we have a new death battle releasing every 2 weeks this year.
Alrighty. We've got Phoenix versus Raven. If you're a regular viewer of the channel, you know I'm a bigger DC fan than Marvel fan, and I'm going with Raven because I'm already a Raven fan on top of that. And she did win her other battle against Twilight Sparkle. So I think she's got this.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Jean Grey, the marvelous Phoenix of the X-Men.
Raven, the Azarathian demon witch of the Teen Titans.
If absolute power corrupts absolutely, in our quest to contain the beast within, we may well be consumed by...
Bird battle time! Baka! He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. In Greek mythology, the majestic phoenix bursts into flames upon its death, then rises from its own ashes. It's a symbol of nature, rebirth, the dawning and setting of the sun, the beginning and end of life.
A cycle poor Jean Grey was thrown into way too young when her best friend was struck by a car right in front of her.
Just like a phoenix, the trauma of Annie's death was the start of something new. Her mutant power of telepathy. In Annie's fleeting moments, Jean bonded with her mind, and they experienced her death together.
By the way,
Damn.
Jean was 10.
Enter Professor Charles Xavier, who hoped to help Jean through her trauma.
And was also a telepath. He taught Jean how to
That's
control her.
intense. I didn't know that was her origin story. That's kind of fucked up. Full name, Jean Elaine Grey Summers, also known as Phoenix or Marvel Girl. 5'6", 130 pounds. Is an Omega level mutant. meaning she's the cream of the crop. And she has been a part of the X-Men, the X-Factor, the X-Force, and the Hellfire Club.
X-Gene, and she used her powers to find other troubled mutant kids around the country.
Thus, the first iteration of these marvelous mutant superheroes was born, the
The
X-Men.
X-Men.
Cyclops, Iceman, Beast, Angel, and of course, Marvel Girl. We can workshop that name.
Jean's potential as a telepath was incredible, so far beyond Xavier's, in fact, that he installed psionic blocks in her mind to limit her full power. At least until she was mature enough to wield it safely.
She can read and control thoughts, communicate telepathically.
Telepathy, Omega level, astral projection, extrasensory perception, illusions, mind reading, memory manipulation, psionic absorption, psionic weapons, and alpha level telekinesis, which master manipulation, psionic barriers, and transmutation.
Rewrite and erase memories, manipulate each one of your senses, and project her mind into the astral plane.
Jean is also an expert telekinetic, capable of forming energy barriers, deconstructing giant machines, and even halting the blood flow to your brain.
Starting to feel like the guy with big hands who can climb good is a little out of place, but Jean's life would
He got
change
better,
forever.
kinda.
On one fateful mission.
Trapped piloting a ship through a solar storm, the Marvel Girl came into contact with an incredible energy. It merged with her, greatly enhancing her power.
But there was a catch. This thing wasn't just a power boost. It was a giant space bird.
More like a cosmic being, which is the embodiment of the Big Bang, destined to consume all of existence at the end of time. This is the Phoenix Force.
Well, merging with the fire chicken didn't turn out so great, cause all it wanted to do was blow shit up. Hey, why don't I get a Phoenix Force? That sounds awesome.
The Phoenix Force desires destruction. Its fire will one day consume all of existence. That's its purpose. Unfortunately, this need for annihilation would prove too much for Jean, manipulating and corrupting her until a thoughtless moment where she obliterated an entire civilized planet. Billions of lives simply erased. This
In an
was the
instant.
dawn of the Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, when Jean figured out what happened, she was not okay. No matter how hard she tried to kill the Phoenix's influence, it would always rise back up. Good, because it's a Phoenix.
And
I
so,
mean, she
rather than
shouldn't be
allow this
okay with that.
absolute power
She
to
killed a
consume
planet.
her, Jean heroically sacrificed herself, ending the threat.
Yeah, what a beautifully tragic story about the corrupting influence of power on the human spirit.
Until
Not really. Turns out that wasn't actually Jean. The Phoenix was just kind of pretending to be her. She came back later. Oh, and she merged with the Phoenix again.
Well, that's stupid. But hey, absolute power may corrupt absolutely, but it also absolutely owns.
As the Phoenix, Jean can channel
aka the Void Falcon, Falcon, World Destroyer, and Tipparath. Grants powers of energy manipulation, flight, immortality, life force manipulation, Phoenix avatar, possession, pyrokinesis, regeneration, soul manipulation, and time control. Because why the fuck not?
vast amounts of cosmic energy, absorb power from others, manipulate matter down to the subatomic level, and even scorch your soul with psionic flames.
Flames that take the shape of the Phoenix itself, grow to the size of a universe, and burn hotter than a supernova. The Phoenix can basically do anything. Stop time, open portals, see the future, raise the dead, and create pocket realities just for fun.
She can fly at massively faster than light speeds and wage mental battles across infinite
Phoenix
distances
Force is
in
one of,
seconds.
if not
El
the
Pollo
most
Loco
powerful
even
force in the
boosted
universe.
Jean's natural mutant abilities to the max. She's physically strong enough to fight the Thing, and she's a stronger telepath than Moondragon was with the Mind Gem. You know, the Infinity Gauntlet bling that controls all minds in the universe?
And should Jean fall, the Phoenix can always resurrect her. So long as her soul remains intact, it will reform her body.
Even without the Phoenix Force, Jean has telekinetically rebuilt her body from nothing but her spirit and mental energy. What the fuck, man?
No matter how many times it's destroyed.
Oh shit.
Which is good, since she's died literally 15 times. As of
Bro,
this recording,
for
at least.
real?
She probably died again in 2024.
God damn, bro. Okay, hold on. I gotta look up now how many times. Is it still at 16? Has she died in the last 3 years?
French's Squeeze the Joy. And see Minions and Monsters only in theaters July 1st.
Yeah, I don't care.
Hi there! Would you like to receive a gift? I'm a missionary for the Church of Jesus Christ.
Fuck your fucking church. Comics are fucking crazy. I agree. How many times has Jean Grey, there you go, died? Let's see. So approximately 15. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Okay, no, that's not right. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 27. Why does people not do any research, man? Like, Death Battle found the answer, so why can't there just be an answer right here? Whatever. 16 times at least. If anyone knows if she's died after July 26th to 2023, you know, put it in the comments. Let me know.
But hey, when Jean's not around, the Phoenix has jumped into other people. Rachel Gray, Hope Summers, Firehair. It's got a thing for redheads.
Oh, do you think it was a bad idea to have Jocelyn study it?
I demand a raise!
Nah, she's fine.
Well, even with plenty of hosts to choose from, the Phoenix would often end up back with Jean.
Like a clingy, codependent ex. While Jean might be stuck in a kind of love Ouroboros with Scott, Logan, Emma, basically everyone, her true bestie is the Phoenix.
Because according to the Phoenix Force, she is its perfect vessel. The Phoenix is powerful enough to stalemate Galactus and defeat the being Necrom, who was going to collapse the multiverse into a singularity. With Old Man Logan as its host, the Phoenix saved the entire Omniverse from destruction.
Yeah, basically the embodiment of the previous multiverse got mad and tried to flood reality with his evil juices. So, Old Man Phoenix held back a tsunami that would have erased all of Marvel Comics.
Let's move on. Even after
multiple
possessions, Jean
that's probably for the best. Reverse Scarlet Witch's No More Mutant spell caused Eternity to convulse with pain, could kill the Beyonder in the White Hot Room, forestalled Necrom's multiversal singularity, wage a mental battle across infinite dimensions, disabled the reality ending Macron Crystal, and has defeated Professor X, Galactus, Necrom, Sublime, and the Adversary.
Never quite free from the influence of the Dark Phoenix and the threat of its ultimate destruction.
But Jean's like the nicest and most patient person ever, so she eventually sort of got through to the Phoenix Force.
And with their combined power emotionally stabilized, Jean reached her ultimate state of being, the White Phoenix of the Crown.
Sounds like a Dark Souls boss, and just as bullshit. White Phoenix is a perfect merging of Jean and the Phoenix Force, allowing her to control time and space and hold friggin' universes in her hand.
And giving her dominion over the White Hot Room, the highest plane of existence and the center of the Phoenix's power. Beyond the...
Even with Taya, a lesser host than Jean, the White Hot Room's power boost was great enough to dwarf the Beyonder and God of Stories Loki.
Far shore of reality, it is a dimension the Phoenix has complete control over and even gets stronger while in it.
But Phoenix could never get out of that let's kill everyone mindset, so Jean finally confronted it and dumped his ass. Yeah, she dumped a cosmic god of destruction. You go, girl, time to take back the good old days of... Wait, they're calling her Marvel Girl again? Roll it back.
But like a phoenix,
the
two will inevitably rise again and reunite, refreshed and renewed, with a passion that can melt stars and set our souls aflame.
Seriously, Marvel Girl is just a bad name.
If you don't better, Boundary Journey, National Chart 10% battle.
Night Dreary, the demon. Once upon a midnight dreary, the Demon Lord Trigon had a plan to escape his extra-dimensional prison.
By manipulating a poor young Gothamite named Angela Roth, he would spawn a half-demon child that would summon him to Earth.
See, this is one of the many reasons you don't live in Gotham. Thankfully, Angela was rescued and taken to a dimension called Azarath, filled with a bunch of smelly space hippies.
And there, she would have her doomed daughter, Raven.
The Azarathians were terrified of Raven. If she ever lost control of herself, even for a moment, she could release Trigon into the world and kickstart the apocalypse.
So they
Fun.
trained her to control her mind. For
alias is Rachel Roth. 5'11", 139 pounds, founder of the new Teen Titans, and likes Friends, meditation, and Gossip Girl. Really?
forbidding her from feeling any emotions whatsoever, and thus suppress Trigon's influence. Which is smart, since even without Trigon, she's strong enough to accidentally destroy the universe.
I don't know, Wiz. Being told that if I get too mad or too happy I'd let loose the actual devil might just make me a tad bit stressed out of my goddamn mind. I call it the prequel trilogy School of Psychotherapy. And much like a Jedi, Raven learned some sick magical powers.
Raven is an empath and can sense the emotions of others even from across the universe. She can shape those emotions so precisely it acts as a form of mind control.
She can sense your presence, absorb and redirect your pain, steal your energy for herself, communicate telepathically, erase memories, or just turn your brain off and put you to sleep.
Her telepathy is so strong she could resist a mental attack from the Hive Queen, whose psionic abilities
Raven guarded multiple people from the Hive Queen simultaneously, whose mind control was directly compared to Trigon's influence, which Raven is constantly resisting.
Could overpower even Superman's mental defenses.
God, I could use that some nights. And he can resist mind control from dudes who can destroy the multiverse. Seems like she's got this emotion shit locked down. What's the problem?
Her very soul. While her body is ostensibly human, her soul is the locus for Trigon's corruption, and she can separate it from her own body in the form of her silhouette.
It's a bird! It's a plane! No, that's just a bird!
This soul self is non-corporeal and can be
Soul self, manifestation of her soul, possession, regeneration, shapeshifting, separate form of her life force. Ebon's sword and rings of Azar.
controlled from an interstellar distance away. She can use it to fly, teleport across dimensions, possess people, smash ponies like a battering ram, and even absorb things into a pocket dimension of infinite darkness.
Or the nightmares.
It can also regenerate from complete disintegration.
Sort of like a soul healing factor. You know, they probably should have thought twice about making the person who could accidentally end the world such a badass.
Given
Fair
Raven's
enough.
fear of her dreaded destiny, it's fitting that her soul self should take the form of her namesake, a raven.
What the
Across
fuck is
multiple
in that
mythologies and
bottle?
cultures, the raven symbolizes prophecy, death, and ill omen.
Hey, if ravens mean bad news, what about gooses?
Oh god, what did that do?
Wanna fight me, motherfuckers? Bring it. I'll nibble you. Hey, what he said? I'll nibble your eyes out. Gonna nibble you. See ya, suckers. Okay, bye.
Oh, right.
What the
They symbolize
fuck?
assholes.
Upon turning 18, Raven feared Trigon's growing presence and went to Earth to form a super team.
I mean, he is right though. These are assholes.
Screw you, Satan!
Fucking
It's
Cobra
the Teen
chickens.
Titans. These kids may seem like the Justice League Junior Edition, but with Raven as their white and black mage combo, they were out kicking butt and saving the world.
You can add Warrior too. On one of their adventures, Raven's physical body was enhanced to match Donna Troy, an Amazonian strong enough to withstand a blast from the Universe Buster Monarch.
Well, that's just bad game design.
Raven's vast arsenal of magic includes lightning, force
Astral projection, empathy, manipulation, force fields, flight, illusions, matter manipulation, physical and spiritual healing, precognition, sleep inducement, soul manipulation, telepathy, telekinesis, teleportation, and of course time control, because, you know, why can you not control time if you're a badass?
fields, illusions, telekinesis, shape-shifting, matter manipulation, stopping and traveling through time, and most dangerously, her control over souls.
She can rip your soul out of your body and absorb it to get stronger. Even controlling a universe full of souls all at once is no big deal.
And should someone attempt to possess her, she can tether their soul to hers, absorbing them.
Like in a possible future timeline where she did just that to the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. She got strong enough to destroy all of creation. She was called the Unkindness, which is actually the term for a group of ravens.
In Dark Crisis, the Deadly Green issue #1, present-day Raven encountered a lesser unkindness state via close proximity with the Great Darkness.
Neat.
All of these powers made her an incredible asset for the Titans. No longer alone in Azarath, awaiting inevitable doom, Raven found a new home with new friends.
And a potential green-skinned love interest that DC is too cowardly.
Seriously, fucking weird ads, man. What is this? I don't
If
know
you
what
want to
that
understand
is.
how things work, especially these days, this game is for you. You're not
To commit to. Come on, guys. We all ship it.
Alongside Raven, the Titans have defeated the Church of Blood, the alien conqueror Mongol, and the Brotherhood of Evil. However, the more Raven used her powers, the more Trigon's influence grew, unleashing a frightening transformation. Dark Raven.
Yeah, you can throw empathy out the window. As Dark Raven, she's a force of pure destruction. A perfect vanguard for her pop's hellish army.
Like in the New 52 era, where she led Trigon's forces, conquering worlds for, quote, an eternity.
Even destroying her body won't do much.
Frequently resisted Trigon's influence, her soul self grew larger than a sun, fought for 3 days straight on the astral plane, matched down a Troy and unbound Aztar. Soul Self flew from Earth to Tamaran, conquered numerous worlds in the New 52 timeline, ended every plane of existence as the Unkindness, defeated Brother Blood, Mongol, Teen Titans, Neuron, and Trigon.
She'll just keep fighting as a messed up demon ghost.
But the Titans were not fair-weather friends. With their love and support, Raven overcame her dark side and purified her soul to battle her all-powerful father.
We've been talking around him for a while, but Trigon is one of the biggest, baddest mother in DC Comics. Literally evil personified. He's wiped out the Justice League with no effort, including our old pal, pre-Crisis Superman.
The same Superman who flew so fast he broke the bonds of infinity. Trigon's destroyed entire universes, matched the fifth-dimensional imp Mr. Mxyzptlk, and even killed Dr. Fate in an alternate dimension. The same Dr. Fate who flew across reality at the velocity of God.
Yeah, he's pretty strong, but so is Raven. You see, Raven was raised as a pacifist, afraid that if she let loose, her father's powers would kill everyone she loved.
But in truth, Raven's power never belonged to her father in the first place. It was hers. And Trigon had no idea how strong his daughter really was.
With the Rings of Azar, Raven bonded with Azarath to overpower...
Azrithian spirits channeled into Raven remain within her soul self, raising her as since defeated Trigon again on her own.
Trigon and destroy his soul. Even though her body got nuked in the process, she just kept superheroing without it. That's right, as a ghost!
But even without her father's direct influence, Raven's incredible power continued to prove impressive. Like the time she fought the Spectre, an unbound...
Raven battled Aztar while he was unbound in even more powerful state than Spectre's normal level.
Angel of Wrath whose conflicts often threaten all of reality.
Long have the legends of old proclaimed the awesome might of the Goth GF, but I never knew they were true until this day, Wizard.
Okay.
God damn it,
Doom are nothing new for this shadow-clad sorceress. With her teammates at her side, there's no future this Titan can't overcome. All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a bird battle! Caw-caw!
Hope Raven wins. Come on. Beat her ass.
Come to burn my home to ashes. The demon inside you is too strong to be left alive. I'm sorry. This is for the good of the universe.
Oh, go fuck yourself and get off your high horse. Like, you're not a danger to the universe. I'm digging this music, though.
Darkness, take you!
Oh. Bad memories?
What's the matter? Afraid of the dark? You don't control my mind!
Nope, she got inside your head. And that's what's important. She doesn't need to control you. She just has to fuck with you. Until you fucking break. And regen. Now she's gonna turn to her evil form. Yeah. It's fucking music, man. Come on, Raven, you can't win this with anger. Gotta control. Get a handle on your emotions.
Cleanse you of your demons. Sear and scorch them all away.
No,
Yeah.
I'll take this pain from you.
Enough! I'm taking everything that twisted you to somewhere white, hot, pure!
Yeah, but it's not gonna be enough. Beat her ass, Raven.
Scott, Charles, everyone, give me strength!
I am not the daughter of a demon.
I am a daughter of Azarath. Azarath
Metrion Zinthos. Fuck your Phoenix. No more reborn for you.
Peroni Nastrazzurro, a taste of Italian style.
Hi, my name is Tami, and I would like to give you a few reasons why you should consider dating a young Asian lady. You can choose a potential spouse from Vietnam.
Good one, Raven. Good job.
I'm home.
KO! You know, I think they could have just talked this one out.
This was
Maybe.
a nail-biter, and perhaps that's surprising, since Raven's reputation hardly matches that of the almighty Phoenix.
Probably because Raven's
That's true.
always holding back. When she
Also
does
true.
it, you don't have to dig too deep to see that these two are evenly matched in power.
The Phoenix Force was strong enough to hold back the
Phoenix had more showings of high-end power, and the Phoenix Force definitely had more experience, but it lacked spiritual defenses and could not destroy Raven's soul self. Raven, on the other hand, countered most of Jean's abilities, had more options to end the fight. Her soul self would always regenerate, but she theoretically had less stamina and experience than Phoenix.
destruction of all creation. But Raven had multiple showings of battling similarly powerful characters like Trigon and the Spectre, and both could compete with speeds exceeding infinity.
Sure, Jean got a power boost in the white hot room.
Though it may technically be harvested from primal care bonds found within the white hot room, neither Jean nor the Phoenix, however, weaponized the anti-magic properties of Mysterium.
But that didn't make her invincible. The Phoenix has been overpowered there before, like by this big green cat. So throw stats out the window. This fight came down to their abilities.
Both were immeasurably powerful telepaths. Both could control matter and time, and both could absorb each other's energy. However, Raven's ability to survive and fight as just her soul meant that most of Jean's offensive arsenal could not end the fight.
The Phoenix Force could have attempted to possess Raven's soul, but Raven has tethered her essence
Yeah.
to other similarly powerful beings and absorbed them in the past.
And while the Phoenix's fire has shown to burn souls, Raven's has regenerated from complete disintegration.
On the flip side, Jean actually had very little defense against Raven's soul manipulation. The Phoenix could regenerate Jean's body, but not her spirit.
Yeah,
When Rachel
her
Gray's
body
soul
and
was
mind,
shattered,
no problem.
The Phoenix was actually incapable of healing it on its own. And while the Phoenix Force itself will be reborn in the White Hot Room, this can take months, years.
Raven has resisted dimensional displacement and teleported out of infinitely transcendent realms. It is unlikely she could be forced into or trapped within the White Hot Room.
years, even centuries.
So it could be one hell of a war of attrition, but ultimately only Raven had the ability to finish this battle.
Jean Grey was one of the strongest beings we've ever seen. But Raven's own awesome might, brilliant magic, and unique soul-destroying powers snuffed out her fire for good.
Will the Phoenix rise again, returning from that far, far shore? Quoth the Raven, nevermore.
The winner is Raven. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. We have a new death battle releasing every
2 weeks. Yeah, I know. Next we have Guts versus Dimitri. We've had Guts on here before, right? He fought Nightmare. He won against Nightmare. Nah, you know what? I'll go with Guts. He won against Nightmare, and I don't know anything about. I've never played the Fire Emblem game. Well, I guess technically I have, but I've never beaten them. I've only played like the first few levels of a couple of them.
This episode is sponsored
Guts, the brutal black swordsman of Berserk.
And Dimitri, the savage savior king from Fire Emblem. Vengeance is an ever-malicious force that can turn anyone into a broken, traumatized,
unstoppable one-man army. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win
a death battle.
In the realm of Midland, life really sucks all around. Demons run rampant, villages get pillages, and a helpless elf fairy has become target practice for some thugs. Batter up!
Until walking into the torment comes a stranger clad in black, cleaving through anyone in his way with one humongous sword.
Wiz, that weapon is too big to be called a sword, too massive and thick. More like a slab of raw iron that no normal man could wield.
Except for the man with a simple but fitting name. Guts.
But what is it that makes Guts so terrifying? Well, we're about to get into some really, really dark shit. Fair warning.
Born from...
Yeah, before we can even get into that. Yeah. Berserk is a dark, fucked up story. If you do not want to hear some fucked up shit, you might want to skip ahead. You know, go down to the pause video, go down to the fucking bar down here on my video, not on this video, obviously, and scroll forward till you don't see anything to do with Berserk, because it's gonna get dark. Everybody good? Nobody who doesn't want to see this is here? Alright, we're continuing.
His mother's recently hanged corpse, Guts was taken in by a mercenary band led by Gambino.
Who definitely isn't winning Father of the Year. Gambino put Guts through the ringer, training him with swords way too big for him before putting him into live combat at only 9 years old.
Training with such large swords made Guts inhumanly strong, but he needed a different kind of strength.
Height 6'8", age 24, occupation mercenary, title the Black Swordsman, marked with the brand of sacrifice, likes fighting, Casca and Puck reluctantly, dislikes apostles, demons, the church, and fucking Griffith.
To endure the horrendous abuse he suffered from Gambino.
So he murdered the bastard in self-defense. He deserved it, trust me. With no home or family to speak of, Guts aimlessly wandered for years as a lone mercenary.
Until he caught the eye of the ambitious Griffith. Impressed by Guts' bold battle prowess and blunt honesty, Griffith wanted him. So Guts joined his mercenary group, the Band of the Hawk.
Where Guts' gutsy fighting style made him the perfect captain. The dude was hardcore enough to fight 100 enemy soldiers on his own, and even helped end a 100-year-long war, all while earning respect and glory with Griffith and his group.
For the first time, Guts found true friends and comrades to rely on.
But when Griffith realized he couldn't keep Guts at his side, really, really bad things happen.
Upon the eclipse, Griffith summoned a bunch of demons, became a super demon himself, and sacrificed Guts' new friends to the abyss. If that wasn't bad enough, he marked Guts with a demonic brand, then raped his girlfriend Casca, forcing Guts to watch as his eye was split open and he was forced to tear off his own arm.
Yeah, really bad things.
Guts barely escaped with his life. He vowed to brutally murder Griffith and every demon, down to the last one. No small task, even for him.
And every big task needs even bigger weapons. Guts' bread and butter is the enormous Dragon Slayer.
6.5 feet long and weighing over 300 pounds, Dragon Slayer is absurd. In Guts' hands, it can cleave through plated armor and even demons with skin of corundum, a real-life metal that is harder than steel.
And since Guts has made killing demons his favorite pastime, Dragon Slayer was exposed to so much demonic blood that it exists on the astral plane, meaning it can harm any supernatural monster. God, this thing's heavy.
Guts also carries a collection of explosives and throwing knives, but I'm partial to his mechanical arm, complete with a wondrous invention of a repeater crossbow and a secret cannon.
Yeah, that's neat and all, but they aren't as awesome as Dragon Slayer here. God, how does he do this? Okay, the repeater crossbow is pretty cool.
Dragon Slayer, over 300 pounds, can slice ethereal beings. Mechanical arm with a repeater crossbow, a single-shot cannon, and a magnetized grip. Throwing daggers. Jeez, I lost my voice for a second. That was weird. Throwing daggers, mini bombs, and berserker armor.
It can fire a volley of 4 to 5 bolts per second, making it the go-to option for mowing down groups of bad guys. And hey, if you gotta lose your hand, replacing it with a goddamn super gun is the way to go. Even demons are afraid of this thing. See ya, Snakeface!
With his collection of weapons and indomitable will, Guts slaughtered everyone and everything in his way.
Be it an army of trolls, a supersonic elf fairy, or some Bible thumper whose blows were like cannons.
But while Guts took the physical challenges in stride, his mental strife was a different story.
He had demons to deal with, literally and figuratively, always tormented by his inner beast of darkness.
Guts tried to shoulder this trauma alone, even for a time leaving behind Casca, who survived but was mentally broken. Nothing would replace the comrades Guts lost during the eclipse. However, through his resilience, he eventually saw the dangerous path he was on, and so reunited with Casca and eventually came to depend on new companions.
Including pretty boy Serpico. He doesn't look like much, but the guy is fast enough to dodge lightning at speeds over 100 times faster than sound. And Guts has kept up with him more than once.
And thanks to the witch Flora, Guts got his deadliest and riskiest asset, the
Berserker armor.
Oh boy, by shutting down all mental limitations, this armor gives Guts a huge amp in strength. Pain means nothing to him now, and it even heals injuries on the fly.
Kinda.
Heal? What I meant was it pierces his torn flesh and broken bones together so he can fight until the actual last drop of blood has left his body. Man, that's hardcore.
And extremely risky. Donning the armor has been nearly disastrous for him more than once.
Yeah, when he's in a stitched up rage, the beast of darkness is gnawing on his mind, tempting him to go berserk. Bam! Title drop.
Guts' tenacity is a sight to behold.
Killed 100 soldiers in a single night. Evaded Genshika's blah 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 blah. I hate fucking Japanese names, man. I hate them so much. My tongue refuses to say them. Anyway. Baited some lightning, cracked skin tougher than steel, tagged a supersonic apostle, fought evenly with Nosferatu Zod, defeated Wild Silat Mosgus, Rosin, Ganishika, and the Sea God.
He's held back a demonic dragon, withstood being impaled, and even teamed up with a fabled demon swordsman to take down an apostle that can channel lightning.
And sliced up a cloud dude in the rawest manga panel ever. Just look at it! If that's not badass enough for you, he once killed a giant sea god from the inside.
With its whale, this behemoth created a storm that covered an entire island. The kinetic energy of such a storm is immense. Gauging the size of the island, the energy required to induce such a storm.
The Archmage Gidfring casually made a storm of similar size, further corroborating this level of power.
storm would need to exceed 600 kilotons of TNT.
Yeah, that's right. Guts gutted a sea monster whose shout was a natural disaster.
He needed to do that and much more to reach Elfhelm, where Casca's lost sanity was finally returned. Things were looking up for the legendary Black Swordsman.
But that bastard Griffith just wouldn't leave him alone.
No matter how tragic his tale becomes, Guts will persevere for his allies, both past and present.
He has new friends, a renewed heart, a badass sword, and the last thing any man, demon, or god wants to do is mess with him. Fuck yeah!
Hell, I don't even want to get in his way.
Of Death Battles
Fucking messing with it.
Maybe your
ships
you
use less of startable and
therapy your man
off your
Fans pay more attention than me when I hear my own song come on. Imagine advertising to that audience.
If this is the reason you skip vacations, give us 28 days of chair Tai Chi, and by May, everybody will be shocked by your results.
Start your mornings with a special chair
Or
Tai
I can
Chi.
hit skip.
On the continent of Fodlan lies the holy kingdom of Fargus, a knightly nation where the youth learn to swing a sword before they can write their own name. Prince Dimitri Alexandra Blankford was no exception.
The kid was a prodigy, able to spar with
Height 6'2", age 23. Known as the King of Vegas. Vegas? King of Delusion, Savior King. Boar? Why is one of his titles just Boar? That's dumb. Suffers from survivor's guilt and ageism. They'll probably explain what that is. Likes combat training, blue lions, and eating weeds. Dislikes formalities, fragile objects, and Eldegard.
far more experienced warriors, in part because he was a crest bearer.
Or someone gifted mystical power through the blood of the goddess Sothis. Those born with a crest gain anything from enhanced magic to superhuman strength.
At 9 years old, Dimitri could lift giant boulders, run across mountains for hours, and constantly broke swords by accident. Most elites who had a crest also had a massive ego, but not Dimitri.
Right, Dimitri was strong, but generally kind. Like when he gave his childhood friend Edelgard a dagger. An earnest, if odd gift.
I got shotgun shells for my first crush. But life took a turn for Dimitri when a mysterious group murdered his dad and a bunch of knights, burning them all in front of him, and leaving the poor kid with some serious survivor's guilt.
Guilt that only worsened when the country of Dusker was unjustly blamed for the tragedy. Dimitri lamented that he could not stop Fargus's corrupt nobles.
Don't worry though, when those same nobles rebelled a couple years later, he fought them like a beast, slaying them all with sadistic glee.
This savage side would emerge when Dimitri was reminded of the tragedy he witnessed. Otherwise, his chivalrous charm remained forefront.
With guidance from his dead dad's buddy Rodrigue, Dimitri got into the Garrick-Mach Officers Academy, where he led the Blue Lion's house and learned the mystic arts.
Well, he's not the most proficient in it, but Dimitri did learn healing and elemental magics, able to call down lightning or even channel it through his weapons.
Letting him electrocute tons of enemies at once, he learned this and more from everyone's favorite Smash Bros. Character, Professor Byleth.
Assuming you picked Dimitri's Blue Lions when you played Fire Emblem Three Houses. We're getting a little meta here, but his story turns out very differently depending on the path chosen. Aside from the Blue Lions, there's Edelgard's Black Eagles.
And the Golden Deer, led by the crafty Claude Von Regan, aka the Best House.
That band of goofy misfits? The Black Eagles are a far more cohesive unit.
Nah, fear the deer, Wiz.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Ashen Wolves for life, losers!
Of course Jocelyn picks the Goths.
Anyway, in Dimitri's group, he mastered all manner of weaponry. Lances, swords, axes, gauntlets, and more.
Some of these weapons use magic, some use poison, and others are used to slay giant monsters. But all of them made Dimitri an ace at warfare, especially when Byleth taught him some special skills.
The seal movement technique stops foes in their tracks.
Skills. Seal movement, sword breaker, will lineage, counter break, defiant strength, combat arms, atrocity, frozen lance, wheel sweep, Tempest Lance, and Awaken mode.
Frozen Lance skewers enemies with ice, and Swordbreaker boosts evasion against blade users. To top it off, Dimitri can enter an awakened state for even more power.
Dimitri led his classmates through thick and thin, but everything changed when he suspected the one behind the tragedy of Dusker was his old dagger friend, Edelgard. Dun dun dun!
To end Fodlan's oppressive crest system, Edelgard and her empire declared war on Fargus and the Church of Seros.
Dimitri could be cruel before, but after this betrayal, he snapped, vowing to kill every last one of them. For 5 years, he slaughtered the enemy, all to appease the voices that called for Edelgard's head.
He's not exaggerating. Dimitri truly believes his dead loved ones cry to him, unable to know peace until he claims vengeance.
As if Prince-turned-murderer Hobo wasn't scary enough, he wields the ultimate lance, the hero's relic, Eredfar.
Forged from the bones of dragon-like
Eredfar, a hero's relic. Name means slaughterer, once wielded by Dimitri's father. Minor crest of Baladid, grants inhuman strength. Lightning magic, Azor Lightning, Thoron and Thunder. Faith magic, Aura, Heal, Nosferatu, and Recover. Evasion ring, which gives him a +10 to avoidance. Various lances, swords, axes, bows, and gauntlets.
Battalions, Eredfar is much stronger than ordinary metal. It can pierce any armor with its signature move Atrocity, and only crest bearers can wield it without mutating into a monstrous black beast.
With his lance, Dimitri kept killing, but no bloodshed could calm his mind. He reached peak war crimes, torturing an enemy commander in blind rage.
But when his actions led to Rodrigue making the ultimate sacrifice, Dimitri was broken, terrified of yet another voice haunting him.
Except this time, he had his professor to help him out. We really gotta pay teachers more, y'all.
Dimitri still felt hatred for Edelgard, but looked past it to the friends and kingdom he neglected and made a choice.
Instead of killing every last one of them, he would save every last one by retaking Fargus's capital.
A task this wretch-turned-savior king had the strength to do.
Dimitri has dodged meteors going Mach 6.
Dodged and survived meteors, deflected Claude's arrows, powered through Thale's magic, slayed large black beasts single-handedly, overpowered a platoon with one attack, defeated Randolph, Cornelia, Thales, and Eldgard.
Decimated a squad of soldiers with one spear throw and defeated a wizard from the magic Illuminati.
This is Talas, whose power shook a futuristic underground city.
And Dimitri just walked through his magic like it was nothing.
Dimitri's also more than a match for Edelgard, who, in her route, bested the Archbishop of the Church of Seros, Rhea.
This is important because after dragging it up, Rhea survived 2 exploding javelins of light, aka magic nukes. Jeez, and Dimitri can fight on her level?
Indeed, but in the end, despite half a
Sothis, whom Byleth possesses the full power of, is implied to have survived these javelins of light, further corroborating this level of power.
A decade of slaughter, Dimitri was hesitant to kill Edelgard, in part from learning she wasn't responsible for the tragedy. Still, both monarchs had ideas for Fodlan that were simply incompatible.
And then Edelgard pulled a fast one with that old dagger present. Dimitri definitely felt that irony.
The war was over, and with his allies at his side, Dimitri claimed his place as a just king.
Unless, you picked a different house. His story doesn't end very happy in those.
But though the voices of the dead will haunt Dimitri until his final breath, so long as he has his friends, conviction, and compassion for the living, he will find peace.
Answer the call. Volunteer with Ontario Corps.
This is the fake ad you see everywhere, right? But this is Ebony, a real game. Now I know what you're thinking, aren't they exactly the same? No, because Ebony is the real number gate runner game. Gotta try it, huh? Nobody ever believes me, but this really is just like the ad.
Fuck off.
This episode of Death Battle's everything going on the N15 Death Battle to all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle! 100 men strong. What drives your slaughter? Save the high and mighty crap till you're dead.
Get him, Guts. Nice. Where's blood?
I will tear your head from your shoulders. The dead must have their revenge.
You'll die trying. Thinking what bit of ice and lightning's gonna stop him.
Go to hell.
Bitch.
Bastard.
Avenge us.
What, you wanna keep going?
Promise, I'll kill them. All of them. Down to the last one!
Oh shit. Get his ass.
Enough of this!
Damn it. Looks like he's dead. Oh shit. Oh damn. Get him. He ran out of blood.
Still standing? So we're both shackled to the dead. You foul beasts will not have his soul!
What a nice guy.
KO! I don't know what's scarier, Dimitri the Demon or Guts still standing there. He was a badass till the end.
Being fast enough to dodge lightning, Guts actually had a slight speed advantage over Dimitri, though skills like seal movement and sword breaker helped Dimitri close the gap.
And while Dimitri had some minor healing magic to fall back on, it wasn't gonna compete with the raw endurance from the Berserker armor.
Still, Dimitri's absurd strength and wider pool of weapons and abilities gave him plenty of ways to wear Guts down. Against Dimitri's electricity magic, Guts' sword and armor were vulnerable conductors, making every clash an opportunity to electrocute him.
Sure, Guts has defeated lightning callers before, but he needed help. Not to mention, moves like Atrocity can pierce through armored foes, bypassing half the point of wearing the Berserker armor.
Guts could power through some of Eredfar's damage, but he wasn't invincible and could not heal from fatal wounds.
Then there's both fighters' raw power. Slaying demons.
Skull Knight once slashed the World Tree, causing the Great War that merged planes. This blast of light stemmed from the power of the World Tree and can't be scaled to Guts.
Is really impressive, obviously, but not always on par with magic nukes.
Remember, in Edelgard's route, she defeated Rhea, who survived 2 Javelins of Light. In Dimitri's route, he defeated Edelgard while she was a powered-up crest monster. That happened.
So, if Rhea could take on the Javelins of Light, Dimitri should be at a similar level. So, let's find out how strong a Javelin is.
In Vodlin's lore, several Javelins decimated a forest, forming the Valley of Torment. However, the exact number of Javelins used to create the valley was never given, making the power of an individual Javelin unclear.
But we do know the Javelins in this attack were supposed to hit the Garrigmok Monastery, until the goddess Sothis noped them away and they hit the forest instead.
We also know that the javelins of light are not limitless, with typically no more than 6 being used at once, even against structures similar in size to Garreg Mach.
So, if a similar amount were used in the attack that made the valley, each javelin would pack a payload that's over 3 gigatons of TNT.
Even if we severely lowballed this and said the destruction was...
Guts was notably faster, and his armor provided superior endurance, but his armor was also vulnerable to lightning. Dimitri was significantly stronger, his atrocity was able to bypass armor, and he had more varied equipment and abilities, but he was much slower than Guts.
Divided between 10, 50, or even 100 different javelins of light, surviving 2 javelins would still be greater than the best of Guts' feats, even scaled to the Sea God. Guts' persistence meant he wouldn't go down easy, but against Dimitri's inhuman strength, devastating abilities, and fervent willpower, it was just a matter of time before the vengeful king wore through him.
Saying it makes me berserk, but Guts could only go so fargus.
The winner is Dimitri Alexandra Blathid.
Damn. Alrighty, we've got Martian Manhunter versus Silver Surfer up next. I'm gonna go with Martian Manhunter. Silver Surfer is powerful because he, draws from the power of Galactus and stuff. But Martian Manhunter, he's able to go toe-to-toe with Superman. And Superman is DC's answer to every major problem ever, because Superman.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by Netflix's One Piece and Shady Rays.
Ooh, new intro.
Ranger. Martian Manhunter, DC Space Ranger.
The Silver Surfer, Marvel's Sentinel of the Spaceways.
The depths of space hold secrets beyond our comprehension, but these sage superheroes have seen more of it than any of us could ever hope to.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. For as long as mankind has looked upon the night sky, the stars have beckoned the brave to search the unknown and explore its endless wonders.
Like Dr. Saul Erdell, who's kind of a doctor in the same way Dr. Pepper is a doctor. This guy's got no formal education, but that didn't stop him from messing around with some ancient tech he stumbled upon.
He was desperate to live out his boyhood dreams of exploring the cosmos. So with the tech's advanced capabilities, Erdell created a machine that would bring the cosmos to him.
He pointed the machine at Mars, pushed a button, and hoped for the best. And it worked! Erdell summoned a real-life Martian right before his very eyes. So remember, kids, when in doubt, just push buttons. Never fails.
The mysterious and powerful alien known as J'onn J'onzz, the Martian Manhunter, immediately started using his incredible powers in front of the Doctor, like mind reading and shape-shifting.
Which was just the tip of Erdell's discoveries. Turns out, Martians have complete control over their bodies and can transform into practically anything, like a freaking dragon, an exact duplicate of Wonder Woman down to her central nervous system, or even a totally generic green monster that loves choco cookies.
They can also shoot lasers from their eyes, fire psionic blasts, turn invisible, and phase through anything. Even Green Lantern constructs and force fields that Superman couldn't get through.
On top of all that, they've got a crazy healing factor. J'onn has regenerated back from a single limb, tiny pieces, or even a puddle of goo.
This display of awe-inspiring power overwhelmed Dr. Erdell's poor human heart and caused him to die in the Martian's arms.
Damn! Well, at least he accomplished his goal before he bit the red dust, right? Anyway, J'onn used his shape-shifting abilities to hide amongst his new world by assuming the identity of a recently deceased detective named J'onn J'onzz. God, what a crazy coincidence, comic book writer, you clever man.
Detective J'onn J'onzz lived...
Name, J'onn J'onzz. Height, 6'7", weight, 300 pounds. Damn, he's 300 pounds. Is a Martian. Works as a police detective, a founding member of the Justice League of America, and likes choco cookies. Like a lot.
a double life on Earth for many years, solving cases and helping as many people as he could from the shadows. But eventually, he stepped out, revealing himself to the world, and helped found the Justice League of America.
And John definitely holds his own in the supergroup.
Oh,
he
hell
once
yeah.
pulled the Earth alongside Wonder Woman and Superman, who has stated that of all the beings in the known universe, he would be afraid to fight John.
And he should be afraid.
Yeah.
Superman wouldn't be the first Kryptonian John has gone toe-to-toe with. He's manhandled Ultraman, who's basically evil Superman from another universe, and Superboy Prime, who can shatter reality with his punches, and is
Well, hey, speaking of
also
Superboy
evil
Prime,
Superman
he's
from
gonna be
another universe.
in a death battle
Blast
next.
from Asmodel, the King Angel
That's the
from
next,
a literal army
next
of
one they're
heaven.
releasing.
He's held his own against Darkseid.
Survived the Hornmir's curse. Elected leader of Mars 2. Consistently goes toe-to-toe with Superman. Once flew from Mars to the Sun. Regenerated from atomic levels of destruction. Helped pull the Earth. Which, I mean, if it was Superman and Wonder Woman helping, you know, that's 3 of them pulling it. So he pulled at least a third of the Earth, which is still pretty impressive. Defeated Asmodel, Brett, Marshall, and Mahal Alphaak.
The manifestation of tyranny in the DC universe. And he's fast enough to catch up to Supergirl and Superman, who we know flies so fast he can burst the bonds of infinity. So basically, he's just as strong and just as fast as a bunch of crazy gods and demons.
While Jean's strength and speed are obviously very impressive, it's also no secret that his greatest asset is his mind. He's one of the most powerful telepaths in all of the DC universe.
He reads minds, duh, but he can also shut them down altogether. And he once made Mr. Plexiglass, Mr. Mixed Pickles, your name, that's whatever. Anyway, he got him to subconsciously say his own name backwards, which God only knows because I can't say it forwards, which canceled out his powers.
His psychic defenses were strong enough to protect the Justice League against a worldwide telepathic attack, and his ability to sense people's feelings is so strong, he can feel every sentient being in the entire galaxy.
And he once out-thought Perpetua from the Omniverse. Who's that, you ask? Oh, just the frickin' creator of the entire multiverse. She's basically the god of everything.
Jean needed to connect his consciousness with everyone on Earth before Perpetua could catch up. He pulled this off by using his mental abilities within the span of Planck time, literally the smallest possible measurement of time. In the time it takes you to count to 1, Jean could count to 1 and fly across the universe and back over 200 sextillion times.
He
what?
God. He's a faster thinker than God. And it didn't end there. John took a punch from her and walked away with just a bloody nose. And when she disintegrated him into basically nothing, he regenerated back from a hit from God.
Batman has said that in order to kill Jean for good, you would have to literally destroy every
Shape-shifting, Martian vision, phasing, flight, super breath, laser vision, regeneration, mind reading, telekinesis, and soul manipulation.
every single atom in his body, one by one.
God damn! If I didn't love alliteration so much, I'd say we change this guy's name to Martian God Hunter or something. He's basically invincible, right?
Not quite. Jean is not without weakness. He has a very real vulnerability to fire. At times, it has completely overwhelmed him to the point where he loses control of his body.
And not just literal fire either. Jean was once tricked into just thinking he was surrounded by fire, and that was enough for him.
Even still, Jean has been able to overcome this weakness. He's fought enemies with fire abilities and even taken hits from fire attacks, which leads me to believe the weakness, while potent and still able to cause real physical harm, is mainly psychosomatic. What are you doing?
Makes sense.
I heard what you said. Weakness to fire is just in your head.
No, for him.
I'll be a living god! Another win in the mind column.
Early Martian Manhunter stories were inconsistent on whether or not his weakness to fire was physical or mental, but recent issues have made it very clear that it is physical. Likewise, John has trained to conquer this weakness, though he could still be incapacitated by larger flames.
For sure. And to think there's a whole planet of these guys out there.
Unfortunately,
there
that's
used to be.
no longer the case. Before Dr. Erdell's strange experiment, Jean's own brother used the Martians' telepathic connection to each other against them, and the entire planet was plagued with Ronmir's curse.
As long as they stayed telepathically connected, every Martian was vulnerable to a mental fire that would overwhelm them and burn burn them from the inside out.
Which sadly worked very well, because the fear of fire is something Jean shares with his fellow Martians. Centuries earlier, the Guardians of the Universe, a group of immortal aliens who run the Green Lantern Corps, feared that the Martian race could become too strong. So they programmed the Martians with that genetic weakness to fire.
Jean was able to survive the fiery curse by cutting off his mental connection to his people, including his family. Unfortunately, his wife, Myria, and their daughter couldn't live with the isolation, and he had no choice but to watch them give in and burn alive. Damn.
Racked with grief and survivor's guilt,
fucked
Jean was left to wander his homeworld all alone. His only solace being shape-shifting into his lost loved ones to convince himself they were still alive.
Oh my god! Jesus, John!
That's
That is
fucked.
so sad!
That pain has undoubtedly shaped who Jean is. In fact, the trauma he held onto so tightly formed a literal spiritual connection with those lost souls. A telepathic connection so strong, it kept them from finding peace in an afterlife. Let me say that again. His grief and telepathy were so strong, he prevented an entire race of people from moving on to the afterlife.
That's just
Wasn't
sad.
until years later that John could return to Mars and release those souls by finally letting go. And not to forget them, but to embrace his new life and his new home. A place he would defend time and time again to make sure the Earth never suffers a fate similar to Mars.
To experience all of that, to truly know what it feels like to be alone in the vast universe, but continue to use your wisdom and power to help those in need, is what makes the Martian Manhunter such a noble hero.
On a planet packed with other incredible heroes, John really has set himself apart. He's risen through the ashes and emerged the heart and soul of the Justice League.
Yeah, I don't think they could do what they do without
your
him.
favorite Domino's pizza for only $1. For real, when you buy any pizza, you get a second pizza for only $1. But
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by One Piece on Netflix.
Made by fans for fans, this live-action adaptation of the beloved manga is designed to introduce new audiences to the zany pirate epic. And where
it's
else
awesome.
would it start but the East Blue, a world populated by pirates with supernatural powers, gifted by mysterious devil fruits, where telephones are snails.
And a treasure hidden
Yeah.
by the late Goldie Roger kicks off an era of epic adventure.
This action-packed series follows the Straw Hat Pirates, a crew of true Nakama determined to find the legendary One Piece and live free on the high seas.
All the while being chased by the honorable Marines, protecting the
Yeah,
waterways
they're
from
assholes.
those dastardly pirates.
In an ocean of grim and gritty adaptations, One Piece is an adventurous, warm-hearted, binge-worthy island.
Series mangaka Eiichiro Oda was involved at every step of the process,
Yep.
which has never been done before in any other live-action manga adaptation.
Pirates life for me! Marines stink!
Watch
Yeah.
One Piece August 31st, only on Netflix.
Yeah, go check out fucking One Piece on Netflix, man. They got 2 seasons now.
Free from any
And they're
and all
gonna be doing a
crime,
Lego
poverty,
version
and disease.
in September.
And home to Norin Rad, which I've gotta say is the sickest, most radical name I have ever heard in my entire life. He was a brainy kid who was raised to live a life of reason and intellect over one of gnarly adventure.
That is, until the technologically advanced society came under threat from the Devourer of Worlds,
Galactus.
So Norin struck up a deal with the World Muncher. In exchange for sparing his planet, Mr. Rad offered to leave his home behind, become Galactus's herald, and seek out new planets for him to scarf down.
And once Galactus agreed to the deal, he imbued his new herald with the power cosmic, transforming him into the Silver Surfer.
An equally tubular name. 2 for 2. Wow, you rarely see it.
The power cosmic grants the Surfer...
That's fair. Norin Rad, 6'4", 225 pounds, the former Herald of Galactus, member of the Defenders, officially a citizen of the Earth, has seen the Wizard of Oz over 1,000 times, Cosmic Messiah, Cosmic Wanderer, Doombringer, Gleam-Body, Norville Rappaport, and Sentinel of Spaceways get a lot of aliases.
For near unlimited energy, as well as matter manipulation, phasing, super strength, speed, and invulnerability, just to name a few.
The Surfers basically got all of Galactus' space magic, just on a smaller scale, and Galactus uses that power to fight guys like the In-Betweener, an abstract being from the overspace.
The Surfer used the power cosmic to serve Galactus diligently for nearly 100 years, during which he ensured that the planets consumed were devoid of sentient life.
That is, is until the surfer accidentally offered up a planet with life, which drove him crazy with guilt. So Galactus tried his best to suppress the surfer's emotions, erase the painful memories, and make it easier for him to find planets with tasty, delicious life, guilt-free. How nice of him.
And
Yeah,
it
what a
worked
nice
for a
guy.
while until the surfer reached Earth. Galactus's mighty mind manipulation wasn't enough.
The comic that this originated from implied that the mind manipulation happened shortly before the surfer reached Earth. However, there are numerous stories that follow the surfer before he arrives to Earth, suggesting that there was likely a good amount of time before these two events occurred.
To bury the surfer's true nature for good. With the help of Alicia Masters and the Fantastic Four, the surfer turned against his overlord and saved the Earth from being eaten.
But even after all of that, Galactus just let the surfer keep his powers. At any point, he could have just taken them back.
Being the source of the surfer's powers, yes, he could. But Galactus has continued to let the surfer have the power cosmic out of
Galactus has so much respect for the Surfer and Silver Surfer Requiem. Galactus grieved for his death at Zen Law alongside the rest of his people. That's pretty crazy.
respect for his first herald.
Damn. See, that's the kind of respect I'm asking from you. Anyway, ever since those mental gymnastics with Galactus, the surfer made sure nothing like that would ever happen again.
And he's been successful. Like when Psycho Man failed to trick the surfer with
Power can match all 6 of the Infinity Stones. Cosmic energy can be extended to the entire universe. Pulled a giant ship out of a black hole. Stilled every molecule so no sound could be made. Took the pain of the entire macroverse. Crashed into the Big Bang. Travels so fast he reaches the singularity. And has defeated Galactus, Hulk, Thor, and Mephisto. I'm starting to think the Silver Surfer is going to beat Martian Manhunter, especially since Martian Manhunter has a weakness to fire. Silver Surfer has no weaknesses.
his illusions, or when he was briefly trapped in the Supreme Intelligence's mind when it was using the Mind Stone.
With some of those mental threats behind him, he could finally take to the spaceways, kick ass, and monologue about the meaning of life in the universe.
All of which he's quite good at, especially that last one. It's thanks to the abilities afforded to him through all that cosmic energy.
It's seriously crazy. He can rearrange the molecules of anything he wants into anything he wants. He can force you to just feel pain in general, and he can even control elements. Not just earth, wind, and fire, but anything in a boogie wonderland like gravity and the weather.
He's got enough power and energy inside him.
The power cosmic, energy manipulation, matter manipulation, soul manipulation, elemental manipulation, possession, telekinesis, hypnosis, regeneration, cosmic awareness, and intangibility. A silver surfboard, which can be turned into weapons, can act with just a thought from the surfer, and can be rebuilt by the surfer.
That he once created an infant star to serve as a new light source in a universe devoid of light.
So just when he needed it, he was able to pop out a baby son? That's convenient.
That's the power cosmic.
But we can't forget about the sick board he shreds the stars with. This thing's basically an extension of himself. He can transform it into a sweet sword or into pure cosmic energy. And if it breaks, he can just form a new one.
On his board, the surfer has traveled at incalculable speeds on multiple occasions. He can fly faster than Thor, and even once flew so fast he reached the future.
Even without his board, he once broke free from energy shackles that would zap away his power within the next nanosecond. Gnarly, brah. He once outsurfed a wave of universal destruction. He had to surf out of all of existence as it was being torn apart. Now, I've seen some choice waves in my day, but if you ask me, that's one too best for watching on the beach with a brew.
You're,
what
hitting it
is
real hard
wrong
with
with
all
you?
this surfing lingo. He's honestly not that kind of guy at all.
Righteously disagree with you, dude. You are carving up my brainwaves into an A-frame swell that I just can't bail. I'm waxed, man, waxed.
The Silver Surfer is a tragic figure who is always weighing his choices through every angle of morality. Like when he set out to destroy the new host of the Star Brand, an energy source that grants his wielders virtually infinite power, capable of wiping out all life on Earth.
The Star Brand seems to choose a new unknowing host at random. Could be a good guy, could be the most evil person to ever exist. But despite that threat, the Surfer spared the new Star Brand once he found out she was carrying a child.
He decided to bear the weight.
Another example of the surfer wrestling with moral quandaries was when Zen Law began invading worlds to force their culture upon them. To save those worlds, the Surfer erased Zen law culture from the entire universe.
Of any potential consequences on his own shoulders, instead of squashing any and all hope that the child would use that power for good.
I get it! He's a righteous dude on a surfboard!
Exactly! And in the Surfer's case, a keen sense of morality also comes with a keen sense of his surroundings in general. He can see enemies even when they're invisible, and can sense incoming threats, to the point where he can sense someone approaching even before they've left their own home.
He can also absorb energy his opponents throw at him. Anything from psionic energy to a freaking star. The Surfer can even do it when he's on death's door. Hey Wiz, what do you think the doormat on death's door says? Probably like, knock 'em dead, right?
What are you talking?
What is wrong with you?
It does take a lot to get the Surfer to death's door. He's taken a blast from the Infinity Stones, survived being smashed into pieces, crashed into the Big Bang, and played catch with a star.
He caught it and then threw it right back at that punk Deadpool. Ha! I hope you like a big ball of gas in your face, you tool!
Reed Richards, the smartest man alive, has said that the Surfer
really
is
don't
probably
like
the
him.
most powerful being in all the galaxy.
And even after years spent drifting through the galaxy, he's still built strong bonds, like with the Fantastic Four, the Defenders, and with people like Dawn Greenwood.
But somehow, he always ends up alone in space, searching for answers, searching for beings that need his help, searching for something that could replace the home that he lost all those years ago.
Only to be weighed down by the guilt of his servitude and the pain of his sacrifice, which was ultimately done in vain. Cause it doesn't seem to matter what the Surfer does. Zen Law is destined for destruction. At this point, his home world has been destroyed 4 times over.
Despite it all, this tragic hero still manages to take everything in stride as he surfs the stars and fights tirelessly to preserve every being's right to live.
When you travel well, your ticket can take you to more than just your destination. It can make you feel like a local. When you travel well.
The Tilsonburg Multi-Service.
Skip.
This episode is sponsored by Shady Rays.
Polar and Warring if you pair of perk on prom chasing him new pay 50 pairs, but
all right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
In all of my journeys, I have never seen anything quite like this.
I assumed your journeys would have made you rather familiar with places like this, Norrinrad. Or should I say, Silver Surfer? Now, tell me why you have summoned me here.
Enough!
What are you hiding?
That's kind of funny.
Tell me your secrets.
I must end this.
There's no use in hiding.
I can feel your presence.
I like that they inputted the freaking blue screen from the video game. Pretty sure Martian Manhunter's gonna lose this though. Into the sun. Now you're gonna burn to death.
Nothing can best Martian might.
Your will is admirable, but will alone is not enough. Feel the pain.
You and I possess the same knowledge.
That only one of us can survive, and we know not why.
I hope you can live with the uncertainty.
Victory comes with no certain satisfaction. I may never know why we were made to fight, if violence is ever truly justified. But perhaps there is something worthy in the battle.
Myria.
Something beyond my understanding.
That got deep.
KO! Wiz, what the hell are we doing? Why are we forcing such beautiful souls to fight to the death?
Both the Silver Surfer and the Martian Manhunter were two extraordinarily powerful beings, each with very wide power sets.
So they both had counters for almost everything they could throw at each other. They could both phase through objects, rearrange molecules.
Martian Manhunter, likely comparable in strength and speed, but had no real way to kill the Surfer, and was less versatile. Silver Surfer had a better regeneration, could likely resist mental manipulation, and the Power Cosmic offered many advantages, but certain powers such as molecular manipulation could be resisted.
And regenerate their own bodies.
But arguably the biggest thing on the Martian Manhunter's side was his formidable telepathy. The Surfer has had his memories erased and his emotions manipulated by Galactus, so it would stand to reason that Jean could pose a mental threat to the Surfer.
But the Surfer has resisted mental attacks many times. When Psycho Man played on the Surfer's guilt and pretended to be his lost love, the Surfer saw right through it, and he escaped the Supreme Intelligence's mind when it was using the frickin' Mind Stone.
These two could have gone toe-to-toe around the universe for a long time, but when it came down to it, the question was, who had the power to put the other down for good?
They both have some serious healing factors and have come back from basically nothing. But if ending Martian Manhunter meant destroying his every atom one by one, the Surfer has the means to make that happen thanks to the seemingly endless well of energy that is the Power Cosmic.
It's truly an overwhelming source of unlimited power, and outside of Galactus,
Surfer has had his powers removed by machinery specifically designed to take an infinite amount of power. Not even the Rogue could take that much power.
stripping the power away from him, the Surfer is never without it.
It's like a battery. Even if Jean could drain all of the cosmic energy, the Surfer can just recharge it. And he's used that power to destroy planets, defeat Galactus-level threats, and can basically accomplish anything with it.
While both of these philosophic heroes tend to hold back out of a respect for life, there's obviously no holding back here, and the depth of Silver Surfer's abilities gave him the win.
This Martian was harsh in his mellow, so the Surfer had to wave goodbye. Bodacious Cowabunga Hang Ten Ninja Turtles!
The winner is
I
the
hate you,
Silver Surfer.
Boomstick. Alright. Our final battle for our final video for this pack is gonna be Bill Cipher versus Discord. I am not a brony, nor am I a little girl. So I don't watch My Little Pony. I don't know anything about it. Other than, you know, what we've seen in Death Battle when the other ponies decided to fucking fight to the death on this shit. So I think I'm gonna go with Bill Cipher just because I am a huge Gravity Falls fan, and when that shit ended, it sucked, man. I get it, you know, it was designed to be like summer vacation, and summer vacation always has to end. It doesn't go on forever. But it sucked when that show was canceled or when it ended or whatever. And I really, really hope they bring it back or something. That'd be great. Anyway, that's my vote. Cast for Bill Cipher.
This episode of
Discord, the
Bill Cipher, the triangular terror from Gravity Falls.
Discord, the devilish Draconicus from My Little Pony.
The mighty, the righteous, the profound, and the profane. We have featured all manner of warrior on Death Battle before.
But none as silly as these two apocalyptic goofballs. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Deep within the forests of Central Oregon rests the rustic lumber town of Gravity Falls.
Oh, hey, there's Old Man McGucket. And would you look at that Mayor Befumplefumter? And who could forget that little polished turd, Gideon Gleeful?
But despite its looks, Gravity Falls is less Mayberry and more Twin Peaks. I've been studying what I call the unified theory of weirdness. Much like gravity, weirdness acts as a force, warping space and attracting bizarre phenomena to certain areas.
Like the Bermuda Triangle or Denny's at 3 a.m.
And Gravity Falls.
Do you stream stuff? Well then, earn 3 times the points on streaming server.
Is one of those places. In fact, it's the largest weirdness magnet in the entire world.
Rainbow vomiting gnomes, the fearsome multi-bear, the dilapidated mystery shack, and most terrifying of all, a trillion-year-old alien spoken of only in whispers, the foulest creature to ever blaspheme upon this beautiful land, Bill. Cipher.
Such a casual name.
I like his little hat.
Real name, completely impronounceable, which is why it's glitching the fuck out. Age over, Jesus, what is that, like a billion years? Trillion years? Homeworld is the Nightmare Realm, of course. Inspired by it, he inspired the Eye of Providence, which is, I believe, that thing that, like, represents the fucking Illuminati or whatever. Has possessed George Washington, Stanley Kubrick, and Alec Hirsch. Damn. Oh, let's see. He's added his own stuff here. Bill also wants us to know he was robbed by Sands in a Tumblr sexy man poll. He is a big fan of cryptocurrency, NFTs, and AI art. And that is, I really wish it would translate it, because that's in Bill's, Bill Cipher shit. It's been forever since I've had to use it, so I don't remember how it works. But it's something you had to learn to read certain parts of the journal number 3 when you actually buy the physical copy and stuff. Discord would like us to know that it is despicable that he likes cryptocurrency, NFTs, and AI art.
Don't be fooled by Bill's goofy demeanor. Underneath the deadpan one-liners lies the cold black heart of a genocidal madman.
After obliterating his home dimension and killing everyone in it, Bill was on the run from the interdimensional authority, so he settled in the chaotic Nightmare Realm.
Nightmare Realm is a higher plane, in quotation marks, space between every universe in the infinite multiverse. Gravity Falls' cosmology also includes infinite timelines, the 4+ dimensional in-between space, and the mindscape, a mental plane which overlaps with physical reality.
Turning it into his own personal kingdom.
But he quickly set his sights on an even bigger prize. Our own universe.
Of course.
Unable to break through the dimensional barriers on his own, he spent millennia trying to trick poor, unsuspecting humans to open the front door.
And if Bill escapes, all of reality is screwed.
He is a being made of pure energy.
Given the context, Bill's vision here was likely an accurate depiction of his unrestrained capabilities. Besides Bill's planetary size, it also depicts a Bill-empowered Ford growing as large as a galaxy.
Able to craft a physical body out of nothing and then change that shape to grow to planetary scales. He can regenerate any part of himself, including his own spirit.
Bill can move objects with his mind.
Deals shape-shifting, regeneration, telekinesis, duplication, clairvoyance, laser beams, pyrokinesis, electrokinesis, petrification, force field control over time, space, matter, and gravity, phasing, soul manipulation, quantum uncertainty, reality warping, and anything that will make you uncomfortable.
Duplicate himself and see into the future. He can bring inanimate objects to life, shoot lasers and fire, and control your dreams like Freddy Krueger.
But Bill isn't just some magician. He can warp reality as much as he pleases.
He controls space, matter, gravity, time, and can even mess with the fourth wall.
Though he's most known for his control over souls. He can see and interact with normally invisible spirits.
On top of previously damaging Dipper's soul, Bill nearly eradicated Mabel and Seuss's souls before Dipper was able to interrupt him.
Blow holes through them, and even eradicate them from existence. And should an unwitting pawn make a deal with the Dream Demon, he can possess their bodies. Which would have been good to know when I started talking to him.
What the fuck, Wiz?
Finally! I've been watching you two boobs for a while. The pyramids, the dollar bill, anything made in my image, I can see through.
Oh shit.
I see everything!
Oh shit, he's been watching all the fights.
Yay, new co-host!
Oh, why does my jaw hurt?
Well, it wasn't long
welcome
before
up.
Bill came upon Gravity Falls and the Pines family, namely the brilliant scientist Stanford Pines, who spent decades traveling the multiverse to find a way to defeat Bill for good, after almost accidentally unleashing him in the first place.
Turns out it would be his niece and nephew, twins Mabel and Dipper Pines, who would end up being Bill's greatest enemies. Hard to believe, perhaps.
Especially when Bill finally managed to, his way through the walls of our cosmos and enter Gravity Falls, reaching his full power and kicking off.
I want to share with you the #1 tool that we are using to halve our sales cycle and to massively increase.
Weirdmageddon.
That's my line. We've got hench maniacs on the.
Destroyed his home universe, conquered the Nightmare Realm, imperiled existence via dimensional rift, started Weirdmageddon in Gravity Falls, changed the Gravity Falls theme song, created the Mabel and Pocket Dimension, outsmarted Ford, Dipper, Blendon, and more, and has defeated Sanford Pines, Gideon Gleeful, Time Baby, and Shacktron. And of course, more cryptic bullshit that I can't translate.
Loose madness bubbles flying every which way, making things go all kinds of crazy, and a weirdness wave threatening to warp all of reality.
And not just our universe.
Alrighty, crimes, omnicide, parricide, stalking, kidnapping, usurpation. God damn it, I can't pronounce that word. Unlawful imprisonment, malefic abuse of power, mass destruction, corruption, sabotage, terrorism, mass torture, crimes against humanity, mass arson, treason, coercion, mutilation, and turned a man's coffee into decaf. Damn. This dude is fucking evil. Yeah. Discord would like us to know he's horrified by all of that. And Bill would like us to know that he totally directed this very episode. Go ahead and check. And Discord wants us to know that it is a different Bill, and that not all Bills are created equal.
Without the Nightmare Realm holding him back, given enough time, Bill's power threatened the multiverse.
And given his control over time.
The eventual destruction of existence was via the rift, which Bill passively sustained and enlarged. Without his presence, it immediately closed, proving its power and instability are attributed to him.
In space, Bill can move as fast as he damn well pleases, especially when his mind can view an infinite kaleidoscope of possibilities all at once. As Bill says himself, he exists in a state of quantum uncertainty. With help.
Right. Similar to Erwin
Yeah.
Schrödinger's hypothetical cat, Bill exists in two possible states at once.
After achieving physical form, Bill was said to possess infinite power, and grew in power afterwards. You grow in power from infinite power. With Ford stating that he got stronger with every second that Weirdmageddon continued. And as for Schrödinger's thing, basically he said, a cat imagined as being enclosed in a box with a radioactive source and a poison that will be released when the source, unpredictably, emits radiation. The cat being considered, according to quantum mechanics, to be simultaneously both dead and alive until the box is opened and the cat is observed. Which, yeah, basically, if you can't see the cat and that's something that's going to randomly kill it, you don't know without opening the box whether the cat is alive or dead. So according to quantum physics, it's both. It is alive and dead until you open the box, collapsing both possibilities into one possibility, either the cat being dead or the cat still being alive.
perpetually unresolved. Everything he is also not.
Though he
Yep.
has one great weakness, unicorn hair. Yes?
No, for
Actually,
real.
what are the odds?
Similar to garlic or silver, unicorn hair serves as a key ingredient to barriers that can block otherworldly beings like Bill, which can also drain them of their power. While unicorn hair barriers did prevent Bill
Though unicorn hair was a key ingredient, the barrier that protected the shack was a specific ritual that also involved other components rather than just being a property innate to all unicorn hair.
from breaking into the Shacktron, they failed to nullify his magic.
His actual greatest weakness is his unbelievable ego.
His complete and
Yeah.
utter disdain for humanity ultimately proved to be the opening the Pines needed.
Tricked into entering the mind of Ford's scumbag brother Stanley just as it was being erased, Bill invoked the almighty Axolotl in a desperate...
Axolotl, my time has come to burn. I invoke the ancient power that I may return. Except he said it backwards.
bid to survive.
Bill's prayers were answered, but in a way he never expected. He would be reincarnated in another form and another time.
Where exactly? No one knows, but we can only hope that this equilateral enemy of all that's holy and decent is never coming back.
I wouldn't mind so much. Make for an interesting story.
This episode of Death Metal is sponsored by
I've ever
Sports new
on WW69 series by
ability and deposit.
Dogs of the world, take a stand against Bland. Let the beneficial revolution begin.
Do not teach my dog to flip their fucking bowls. Are you fucking kidding me, Pad? Like, what the shit?
Beneficial, get boring in the bowl.
Can you get back to my video, please? Thank you.
Once upon a time, Equestria was under attack, plagued by the rampaging spirit of disharmony, whose only goal was to spread chaos and unhappiness throughout the land.
Until the twin princesses of the sun and moon, Celestia and Luna, used the all-powerful elements of harmony to turn him to stone. Kicking the can down the road, I see. Lots of luck!
Yes, because as with seemingly all magical prisons, it didn't last forever. Eventually, this being of madness and destruction broke free. Discord had returned.
Now I know
Great.
what you're thinking. Dear Lord, what in good God's name is that thing?
Discord is a Draconicus.
No. Actually, hold on, what did they put there? Is
Dear
it?
Lord, what in good God's name is...
Oh, they did do that, but it's not on the right video. This is Cable versus Booster Gold. Also do Ryu versus Batman, please. Kidding me? Why?
that thing?
Discord.
Real name Discord. Age prehistoric. It's rude to ask a draconic his age, you know. Homeworld Chaosville. Spirit of chaos and disharmony. Captain was in Ogres and Oblets. #1 Fluttershy fan. Allegedly lost a drinking contest to Sideways from Transformers. Okay. Honorary member of the Cutie Mark Crusaders. And is normally voiced by John D. Lancey when the budget is high enough.
Discord is a Draconicus, or dragon horse, and also deer, goat, snake, lion, eagle, lizard, and a bat.
All part of a complete balanced breakfast. Despite
What?
looking like a Build-A-Bear grab bag, he doesn't seem so bad. Kind of annoying, but in a lovable Mon Capitan kind of way.
There's certainly some truth in that.
Well, Discord was first defeated via petrification. This was done by the elements of harmony, his opposing force. Once they could no longer sustain the petrification, he broke out quickly and turned himself to stone and back effortlessly later back in the
While
series.
initially one of our pony's most potent foes, Discord is not inherently evil, just chaotic.
A big jolly jerk that sets fire to things that can't burn, just like me.
It's not like you
Yeah.
find a lot of common ground with My Little Pony. I mean, you're usually like, the only good pony is the horse meat ma sandwich.
That's disgusting, Wiz. Horse meat goes in burritos. But really, having a daughter changes a man. It softens your
Wait, you have a
cold, hard
kid?
edges. Kinda like with Discord, who became best buddies with the pony Fluttershy. And I guess pals with everyone else by default. Fluttershy is best pony.
Discord is chaos incarnate and is a
Discord draws energy from the havoc he creates to the point of potentially becoming unstoppable. Once he temporarily inverted his nature to become the being Accord, a representation of order rather than chaos. Interesting.
Powered by causing as much pandemonium as possible. Likewise, if he betrays his true nature, it can cause his soul to weaken and possibly cause him to fade away entirely.
Not a problem when his powers allow him to mess stuff up as much as he likes. He's a full-on reality warper and plays with the laws of physics like they were silly putty.
Discord can manipulate space by teleporting, reshaping his body, and transmuting matter.
Reality warping, matter manipulation, elemental control, power removal, telekinesis, duplication, petrification, and interdimensional portal creation.
He can mess with your mind and erase your memories. He can control time and travel through it. He can even remove mathematical dimensions, turning objects 2D.
He also has instant access to powerful items such as Grogar's Bewitching Bell, which can drain foes of their magic power and transfer it to others.
Phasing, clones, possession, invisibility, the list goes on. He can move the sun and moon and rip apart.
Many weaker characters have also moved the sun and moon, including several of the main 6. My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic issue number 6, The Storm King, My Little Pony the movie, and a group of unremarkable unicorns, The Journal of Two Sisters.
The fabric of reality. And if his physical body is destroyed, he can keep going as a spirit.
Honestly, it'd be quicker to list off all the things Discord can't do, starting with, the end.
He can do anything he can think of, even obliterate the fourth wall. He's turned the page of the comic he's on, talked directly to the reader, referenced everything from Bob Ross to Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and even changed the very genre of the story he's in.
Oh, my boomstick sense is tingling. I'm matured enough to appreciate the cupcakes and rainbows whiz, but there's no amount of character development that will ever make me ready for another Deadpool. Ah, damn it.
Oh, please. Any similarity is down to your line producer refusing to greenlight complex animation. I should be just as insulted by your attempt to force me into dreary fisticuffs. But when it comes to my geometric rival, I'm not about to be upstaged.
Well, I find it fascinating that you seem to draw energy from disharmony. I'd love to study how it played a part in freeing you from internal imprisonment and even in resubstantiating your very essence.
Well, if all you want is to experience substantiation.
And skip.
What the?
Oh, what the fuck?
Well,
no more of that.
I'm never recovering from that emotionally. I don't.
Able to rip the very fabric of reality, brought Sombra back to life, caused disharmony throughout Equestria, flew interstellar distances fast enough to time travel, Accord tanked a blast from the elements of harmony, bonded completely with Chaosville Dimension, defeated the Alicorn Sisters, Cosmos, Chaos Pinkie Pie, and Anubis. What the fuck is Chaos Pinkie Pie? Changed the genre of the My Little Pony manga. There's a My Little Pony manga? What the fuck, man?
Blissful ignorance at the bottom of this can.
With Discord's powers, Pinkie Pie could have turned the entire universe into icing. What that
could have likely solved every pony's problems if he really wanted to, but knows that sometimes it's better to trust your friends. Impeccable fashion sense. Inspired tabletop DM. Founding member of the Magnificent Seven. Created Pony Life. Bill would like us to know it's not impressive that he made a non-canon spin-off series. And Discord would like us to know that unlike some triangles he knows, he still has loved ones left, and Bill is threatening to kill them. That's not good. He's probably going to kill your friends, Discord. Just saying.
meant for the laws of physics is anyone's guess.
He's basically at the top of the pony power hierarchy, even compared to the alternate reality.
As stated by Twilight in Star Swirl, their multiverse is infinite, in addition to infinite dream worlds and realms between worlds such as Limbo. The Pony of Shadows traveling to and destroying every reality would be an infinite speed feat.
Threat, the Pony of Shadows, who could overrun all existence in the multiverse given enough time, or his ex-partner Cosmos, literally
6 magical beings and elements of harmony were required for the sealing. Discord could not replicate it alone. Cosmos was the source of the chaos that led to Discord's duress, as he erased her from the minds of all present to take the blame.
Alice incarnate with identical powers, whom he sealed away in the stars.
Discord once flew from the Horsehead Nebula to Equestria, and kept accelerating so much he went backwards in time.
That was just him trying to make it to tea time with his bestie.
But Discord's power may be...
Discord is more powerful than Celestia and Luna, who are said to possess infinite power for destruction by an alternate version of the Pony of Shadows. My Little Pony Legends of Magic Annual #1.
His greatest weakness. Since almost nothing can threaten him, his carefree attitude can leave him vulnerable to being caught off guard. Like when Tirek, the magic-devouring demon centaur, tricked Discord and stole his powers.
Even still, Discord has shed his villainous past and been made an honorary hero, happy to help out his pony pals from time to time. Or occasionally make things worse.
That's what you get when you're best friends with the spirit of chaos incarnate. I would know.
Oh, buddy, get over here.
Yeah, that's... no, not the noogie. This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by
Find that a good possible can let a brief Death Battle.
Alright, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a Death Battle!
Boy, pasting all this bootleg merchandise together sure took a lot of glue.
Oh,
Good thing
no.
your friends make their own.
Friends of a friend. But there's an idea. Dear Princess Celestia, today Bill Cipher learned an important lesson about friendship.
Ow, my eye!
I'm the undisputed Lord of Kings. There's no room for you. All your shows last night. You got a stupid hat. And frankly,
It's like a rap battle between Discord and Bill in the background.
Enjoy your just desserts.
What are you doing, man? Come on!
A tad Euclidean for my taste.
I was gonna say, there's no way it's over. What the fuck? They're like Macho Man and Red Savage, or fucking Red Savage and Kool-Aid Man, dude. Puppets! Yay! What's that? The silly string? Ah! Oh shit, he Thanos snapped.
You are not qualified to work with a fourth wall. This stalemate is getting dull. How about a different game?
Sure, I love checkers.
That's chess.
Fish!
Oh, he's in his head now. I don't know if that's where you want to be.
My mind? Oh, this is my shtick, you hack!
We may be evenly matched, Bill, but I've seen your show, my two-dimensional nuisance.
That's fair.
And I know how you die.
Oh, you think we're equals? That you're safe in here, you low-effort clown? I'm an all-seeing god!
was worth a try. But still, I'm surprised you don't recognize your old home.
No.
Oh, we played your ass, Bill. He fucking played you, son.
No. No!
Oh, he sacrificed himself to stop Bill. I mean, Bill won the fight, but he lost the war.
No big deal. I've done this once already. Wanna make a deal?
No.
Hey, that's my line! Public service announcement. If a yellow triangle in a top hat offers you a Faustian bargain, please do not accept. He might be angry at us.
This fight was almost dead even. They can both manipulate space.
Let's see. Both can affect the laws of physics. Both can manipulate their medium and genre. Both can resist mental attacks and temporal alterations. Discord could turn things 2D, but Bill can turn himself from 2D to 3D at will. Both can turn their body to and from stone at will, countering petrification, and both can teleport and duplicate themselves.
In time to such a degree that speed is essentially meaningless, and both at their peak could
Both could turn intangible and interact with intangible things. Bill would not enter Discord's mind if there was nothing in there that he wants. Discord would not willingly accept a deal from Bill. Most other abilities cancel out or can be countered. And despite having countless powers, both only have a few feasible win conditions.
control their universes, possibly even the multiverse.
Sure, Discord could potentially drain Bill's energy with the bewitching.
Both multiverses are infinite and higher cosmology arguments via the Nightmare Realm, the In-Between Space, Limbo, and the Dream Realms in both series favor Bill with similar leeway for both. Crossovers with other series, examples Rick and Morty, Amphibia, Transformers, Marvel, and etc., were excluded.
Bill, but remember the Shacktron?
While the unicorn hair barrier stopped Bill from entering, its magic nullifying aura was not effective on him. If he wasn't drained of his power by extensive consequences.
While Chaos makes Discord stronger, Bill likewise grows stronger by the second as Armageddon continues. Either could reliably gain an advantage through these boosts. Bill drawing upon more power is also an additional counter to the Bell.
With that, it's unlikely the Bell would do the same.
So with two characters who can do basically anything, how would they even kill each other?
Both can restore their bodies from nothing, but only Bill has been...
My Little Pony magic affects spirits such as Wendigos, however Discord has few direct sowings of such, and Bill's regeneration made landing fatal blows difficult. Bill also survived the memory gun erasure for Gravity Falls the complete series, though this method would not be quick enough to continue the fight.
Shown regenerating damage to his spirit. Likewise, even in a weakened state, Bill has been able to manipulate and damage spirits himself, which is extremely useful considering we...
While Chaos saved Discord from fading, Fluttershy strongly implies that she could not save him, and had he fully ceased to exist. While he will not fade away as long as he behaves chaotically, this would not preclude him from being forcibly eradicated.
No, fully erasing Discord will kill him.
While Discord's trickery may frustrate Bill for a while, his ability to see an infinite kaleidoscope and literally tell the future would let him cut through the tricks and vaporize him, body and soul.
Now, it is worth remembering that Bill has been defeated before, when he was trapped in a mind that was being erased.
And Discord had all the tools to replicate something like that.
However, that scenario relied on Bill's tunnel vision on invading Ford Pine's mind specifically, as well as his myopic underestimation of us lowly humans. Against other cosmic beings like Time Baby, he went for the kill immediately.
For the record, Discord has been tricked in the past too. They both had their fair share of embarrassing moments, and they're both smarter than their mistakes at...
Additionally, Bill's low showings are generally dependent on specific story-driven contexts in which he needed the Pines alive and could not afford to simply kill them. In a fight to the death in which his only goal is to win, these instances are largely irrelevant.
Their best. The real difference is that Discord is consistently more carefree in his approach. He's used to being superior to those around him and has been shown not to take threats seriously until it's too late.
Like with Tirek, another
Bill Cipher was more powerful, could regenerate from all physical and some spiritual damage, and was more bloodthirsty and ruthless. But he had many equivalents or counters to most of Discord's abilities. Um, Complete spiritual erasure could in fact kill him, and arrogance could of course get the best of him. Uh, Discord had better physical regeneration, which made him hard to kill, and was far more creative with his abilities. But again, his powers had many equivalents or counters to most of Bill's abilities, but he was less powerful than Bill, lacked regeneration feats beyond any physical damage, and could not debilitate Bill by draining his powers.
Crafty, manipulative schemer, kind of like Bill.
With his trillion years of reality-destroying malevolence, Bill was able to take advantage of Discord's carefree attitude and get the opportunity to land a killing blow first.
Discord was incredibly powerful, unpredictable, and fearsomely persistent, but Bill's powers and ruthless instincts gave him the edge he needed.
Discord could try every angle, but Bill just had his eye on the prize.
Let me out or I'll eat your dreams!
What the fuck,
The
Bill?
winner is Bill Cipher.
That was reverse speak, but I don't know what the fuck he just said. Anyway, yeah, I thought Bill was gonna win this. That's gonna be it for this episode. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that fun stuff. Go to Death Battle channel, give them the love they deserve for making all these awesome videos that I've been reacting to. And of course, like always, check back on Wednesday, and I'll have the 5 videos I just reacted to cut up into singles if that's what you prefer to watch. Have a good one, guys. Peace out.